Hello and welcome to a special edition of Dark Road Discast Nebulous. We're doing more tournament games. Team 1, ANS. Team 2, OSP. We got the HEKP Mafia, John DeBar, Delta, ready for Imparti Ari Sali Mari. A lot of words. And then we got the Team 2 changed their names like 15 times to Ruby related things. I think it's Hunter Heavy Industries at this point. No, it's something else. It doesn't matter. It's Hunter, Basil, Herman, and Pyrope. On Team 2 playing OSP. It's like, wow, looks like OSP has an absolute shit ton of ships. I'm also joined here in the not quite the caster box by Not So Lone Wolf.
Hello.
Who is streaming for many people who are watching this live in the Discord. It's been a couple months since our bot spam, so I think I'll actually rehost the Discord on the YouTube channel. So there should be a link in the description if you want to participate in these sorts of things. Herman might have died. That is less than ideal. Apparently Herman's kind of sick right now.
Uh-oh.
So
He's gone.
Team 2 having a little bit of a struggle. Nah, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
It's so over. He's so back. It's so over. He's so back.
Yeah, pretty much. ANS, far fewer ships, as is to be expected, but they do have quite a few escorts. Looks like ANS is going to be playing for the lower map control. Unsurprisingly, this is Tombstones, by the way, this map. Controlling the lower part of the map is very powerful because that's where more cap points are. Got access to Echo, Alpha, and Charlie, and you can put pressure on Delta and Bravo from the lower middle part of the map. You can't really do that on the top because the lower points you can hide from pressure from above. Pretty interesting little map. OSP looking to kind of control everything all at the same time. I honestly have no idea what the builds are going to be for these players. The meta in general has been fluctuating pretty wildly the past couple months.
Looking at Team 1 and their tags, I can see that John DeBar is the cap fleet, and Delta has a capital with a few escorts, or maybe some light cruisers. And then there's two more singular formations being deployed for Ready and Party.
Okay. Good eyes. Yeah, being able to see people's fleet tags in the deployment screen is extremely nice.
It's an incredible quality of life thing.
Oh, yes. Oh, God. Alright, well, sorry for everybody's eardrums I just blew out. There we go. That's a good level for the music. Okay, we drop down here with the OSP team. Basil rocking 2 bulk freighters. One 450, one mass driver. Looks like they've got the 450 has some 100 mils. And both are going to have AMMs on them. Quite a few. No, the mass driver only has chaff decoy. Very brave. AMMs. One EWR tug. One LRT. 2 LRTs. Hell Cringe, who is Hunter, has... Oh my god. Please tell me he didn't take my idea. Okay, no, good. This is something else. He has a plasma bulk freighter with some decoys on the back of it. A 100mm bulk freighter with some decoys on the back of it as well, presumably. Lyrebird. Oh.
The enemy is securing zone
Jam
Lyrebird.
painters, I see. Ah, yes, I didn't notice that. And then another 100mm with decoy containers on the back of it.
The enemy is
Oh
securing
boy,
zone
this is
common.
gonna be a hell of a game. Herman's got one 450 bulk freighter, some PD, some AMM, some chaff. One plasma and 100 mil monitor. Interesting, with some container stacks in the nose, empty container stacks in the nose for tank. It's another plasma. Okay, so these are designed to be obnoxious and not die. This might even be capping monitors, of all things. And then 2 rocket shuttles. No, 1 rocket shuttle, 1 gun shuttle. And then 2 just naked ship bricks full of auxiliary steerings and no guns. I want an EWR tug. And OSP is going to have a lot of it in this game. Fireup's got 1,450 bulker with MLS2s on the backside. Pumpkin bomb.
Game.
Streaming, please. Quiet in the audience.
The enemy secured zone.
We've got a Intellitor. That's a EWR and Bloodhound monitor, which probably also has Intelligence Center in it. Yeah, it sure does. Blackjack for stopping EO missiles. Nice. Gun shuttle, gun shuttle, gun shuttle for capping and spotting. Not really any, like, truly dedicated cap gaming on the OSP team. They've got Herman doing a little bit of that with these shuttles, which are currently getting shot at by the ANS team. We're going to have to go through these ANS ships kind of fast. I was a bit slow on that. So we've got... oh, this is going to be easy. What the fuck? Why do these voxels only have 2 Mark 64s apiece? They don't. Why is my UI broken? Okay, so for some reason I'm having a UI error. It's showing 2 Mark 64s and 1 Defender per each of these voxels, but they're definitely full Mark 64s. And it looks like full Defenders as well. And 1 VLS-1 on the back, presumably with chaff. So it's a triple gun voxel combo. Very dangerous, very powerful. Johnny DeBar with 1 missile beam destroy. Yeah, all my ANS UIs are broken. Alright, that's going to be something we're going to have to report here. And we got 1 Sprinter with a couple blankets, a VLS-1 on the bottom, and a Bullseye, which is getting shot at. Okay, the Destroyer is getting shot at by one of the 450 bulkers. John DeBar already lost one of his spyglass rains. Looks like to mash driver fire. Okay, looks like my UI has fixed itself. Got another spyglass Pinard rains over here.
Oh, basic CAC on that frigate, that's why.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, it's kind of risky. And then 2 gun sprinters. Padiari Salimali has 1 gun battleship. Lots of 450s, rebounds, and defenders. Ooh, that's risky business. Got some soft kills as well, presumably in the VLS-1. 40 chaff. Alright, you can probably get away with lighter hard kill on that then. And 2 sprinters, 2 jamming sprinters. 2 blankets and 1 hang up apiece. And then we got ready for in these 2 450 broadside Axfords that can put a crazy amount of fire down the field. They've got strong point defense, especially when grouped. And a floodlight. Looks like ANS, wow. ANS has quite the death ball lower alpha side, and it's served them well. They've been able to destroy several of the shuttles that have headed for A. Both teams have capped their naturals, and Alpha Point is graveyards. It's going to be up to... Well, it's technically up to ANS to make a move. They are 2 points down, and if both teams sit here, as they are forever, ANS will eventually just lose. But it's anyone's game to make a move at this point. Looks like... Sensor Gaming, both teams are kinda even. I think OSP has a better idea of where ANS is than ANS has an idea of where OSP is, just because ANS is all in the same spot.
Hunter's about to step into the death ball, which is currently raining 450.
That is a very fast way to die. Yeah, Hunter immediately throws on the reverse thrust. But this bulk freighter is going to take a ton of damage. And these C-30s are not tanky at all. Nuke going off on Alpha Point. Rosalind K. Joaquin is in pretty not so great shape. It's alive. It can get back fighting fit, but it's lost a couple buff modules that restores might be spent on. It's also lost a couple guns. Okay, he's putting those down now. Yeah, spinner restores on everything. So that's 6 of the 7 restores getting spent on getting offensive capabilities back. So he's not going to have any restores later, at least on this vessel. For any sort of Cal gaming shenanigans.
I love the DC storage. And a complex. I see. Okay. That's beefy.
Pretty good. It's a thick-ass boy. Now Herman's eating the fire from the death ball on his 450 bulk freighter. Birthing taking a lot of damage. Rapid cycle cradle taking a lot of damage. 665 is quite a bit beefier than the C-30s, however. Yeah, he's also throwing it in reverse. Yeah, what needs to happen is they understand that, like, if you're going to fight this, the whole team needs to fight this at the same time. Like, everybody needs to peak at the same time. And that's kind of what they're doing the armor trade thing. Got a little plasma down on one of these voxels, and some 100mm AP coming in, but it's just not doing any damage. A lot of bounces on that 100mm AP, and even when it lands and deals damage, that's 20 damage a shell. That's not that much.
Sprinter snuck onto A, and it may actually manage it.
Yeah, the mass drivers seem busy with this voxel group over here in the corner. Let's go to the Sprinter. Eating some grape, eating some 100mm HE, also eating some 450. Whole team knows they gotta kill this. They can't let ANS take A. It's got a reactor crit, but that's not gonna be fast enough. Yeah, this thing's not gonna be knocked out quick enough. Not with the grape.
Oh, this reinforced CIC, it's so low.
So low.
Oh!
Enemy secured.
They got it.
They
They
got
got it.
It's huge.
The enemy is securing
And it
its
died.
What is that?
It
The
died.
HRM Zero Gravitas. Absolute MVP of this early game right here.
Huge gravitas. If you ask me, capped the point and then died almost immediately afterwards. That's going to put the onus on the OSP to get something done. Looks like the Dancing Scarecrow has moved in at just the right time, though. They might be able to cap the point. Actually, no way. This thing can't survive all this RPF. What are your internals looking like, Chiefs? Got a reinforced CIC, a Bridgemaster T-20 reinforced magazine, and a rapid damage control center. It's not giga reinforced, but it's pretty dangerous. I don't know if this angling's on purpose, but it's probably on purpose. It's going to cause all the HE rounds to punch through and not do full damage, but the RPF's going to have a field day landing amidships like this. And with all these voxels over here, that's a lot of RPF.
And they break it. They need a ray to go through and hit the CIC, but not the
Oh, the
reinforced behind
beam!
it. There we go. Okay, beam.
Beam kills it seconds before it captures Alpha Point. Dancing Scarecrow down, not able to overcome the Zero Gravitas.
Oh my gosh, that was a save.
Oh, yes.
That beam coming in handy. The RPF was not breaking it.
Nope. That angling, that's exactly what that angling was for. A really good play out of Pyro, but the beam support. Woo-wee!
This is funny. Hunter's got like half of his bulker pointing out. Okay, he's retracting it now, but that was funny. He was firing only like half his gun load out there.
Happens sometimes. OSP trying to cut little sections off the ANS death ball, having pretty bad luck doing so. There goes the Zero Gravitas. Rest in peace, brother. Champion of the A-caps. Actually going to provide this shuttle a little bit of cover, even though it did deal some damage and splash some of the armor. Of course, shuttle getting hit by a reactor crit and losing some of its armor is actually good for the shuttle. It'll cause more over-penetrations.
Looking at the overall situation, yeah, the Alliance has this death ball here. They don't have much else, but there's not a lot of OSP stuff around to capitalize on it, I don't think. Basil's got her two bulkers on the outside of the map, which probably need to come inward and help fight the death ball.
Oh. Playful Spirit gets forced off the point.
Some hybrids going for the wrong target, unfortunately.
Killed. And it leaves Alpha Point in the ANS's hands, and that is, look at all that jamming.
Oh ho ho. And some comms jamming too. Love to see if that did anything.
Jamming, anti-jamming. I mean, presumably it does. Look at the ANS unit panel. Almost none of these are on vision.
Oh, true.
There's one voxel that's getting spotted. And that's kind of it. Yeah, so this is very effective. Just completely blinding these poor bulk freighters down here. Helpless in the face of the ANS death ball.
Actually, it might be because the death ball's taking cover from all the EWRs. All of them except for the 2 CLs that are spotted are occluded by rocks right now from the EWRs, which are not spread out. Well, actually, yeah, one of them is spread out, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah, not spread out as much as they probably should be. Not against this force.
Yeah, they know they're just on a defensive now. They don't need to push because they can just sit on 3 caps and win. So they just need to guard A and their other points.
It's funny, Bravo is basically wide open. A wide flank could grab that pretty easily. The voxels could rotate up to defend it, but... And the beam's covering Charlie. Yeah, my UI is still broken.
Yeah, the OSP spent 5 shuttles trying to capture A, and that's left them with not a lot of shuttles left for capturing the other points.
See if that'll fix it. A lot more fighting happening here in the middle of the map. Just a little bit more. Both sides now just trading blows. No one has a... Militarily speaking, no one has a major advantage.
The enemy is securing zone
But-
comment.
Tactically, ANS definitely on top of things. OSP managed to sneak shuttle onto Point Charlie. And yeah, nothing can see this right now. That shuttle needs to throw on the brakes.
The beam is coming back to deal with that, although maybe not in time.
It's not going to get there in time. Unless that shuttle
It's a single dragonfly, yeah, so...
And also
I mean,
needs to
even if it
turn.
gets there, it might be too close. Like, this is really close range. The beam might not be able to salute a target.
Well, fortunately, the shuttle has flown out of the point.
Oh,
and
it
is
has
going
rockets.
for the
Oh,
kill!
That is a dead beam destroyer there. It cannot get onto target. That is just a dead beam destroyer.
Unfortunately, it rocketed the Sprinter.
Oh wait, it's missiles.
Got
I
the
forgot.
missiles. This shuttle's gonna die to missiles.
Unless they miss.
Killed the Sprinter.
Oof.
Now he's going after the beam destroyer, which has auroras!
Oh!
Yeah, that was a cute play, but it's not gonna cut it.
That might have been the shuttle aim point bug. I think that's a bug that got fixed on test. I'm not sure.
It is. Well, sort of.
No, that was fixed last patch. So, I don't know. Maybe it's the missile's not having enough maneuverability or something. Or bad track. I'm not sure. Hybrids, though, they have maneuverability.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Alright, the beam destroyer survives, and C remains uncapped.
It's a lot of hybrids for that, but yeah, he got it. Very nice.
Back to the main fight. The Death Ball has taken pretty heavy damage on one light cruiser in return for killing one of Herman's. And it looks like they're taking apart another of Hunter's, which is 2 damage to get back into cover.
Yeah, its reactor and its driver down. And a bulk freighter without a drive is just dead. Especially to this sheer weight of fire from the ANS team. And the 2 living of Hunter's bulk freighters are pretty beat up. One has spent almost all its restorers, another one spent a couple of restorers and is yellow and orange everywhere. S2 missile strike coming out. Looks like it's going for the Spygast frag, which has 1 defender on it. We'll see how this performs.
Oh, these are weave. Yeah, it's gone. A loss to be sure, but not a huge one.
Dead Spyglass frigate that's going to open up Charlie and Bravo to OSP pushing. In fact, looks like OSP Basil going to capture Bravo with an EWR tug. Well, unfortunately, there's one gun sprinter
is it?
camped out here. No,
It
it's
has
not.
it has a C30, so it could theoretically take on the sprinter if it gets
No.
a drop on it, but
No
not with
way.
all this RPF fire coming in.
1C30 does not beat Mark 62s. Especially if these have a, No, these aren't buffed. But, yeah,
Well,
this thing's getting so much fire.
The sprinter's not firing on it, which I find weird, but I guess maybe they'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah, Johnny might be busy with something else. Well, he's only got 2 ships right now. Ah, I see. He is busy with something else. The beam destroyer is trying to get a monitor, which has just the barest of defilade.
El Chonko is...
I was right. It's a
angling
camping
there.
monitor. But I still think the beam destroyer is going to tear this thing to ribbons.
I don't know why it's not just going down. Maybe there's a sight line it's avoiding? No, I just go down with the beam destroyer. Just get a sight line.
Yeah. I've noticed a lot of folks have problems with that verticality in one of the testing matches yesterday for Halo.
Got a clear
people
shot now.
Not
Yeah.
aiming vertically to get angles.
Okay, well, it needs to flick on B short or fire soon because I
There's
didn't.
the
And
beam!
beam's gone.
Oh my god.
The enemy is securing zone.
Well, that's a bit of a rip. After so much the beam destroyer did for the team, it's gonna take a loss it really didn't need to lose, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's programming missiles. They're a little too close to the rock, though. Those missiles coming out of the top tubes are going to slam directly into that rock. Or maybe not. No. There they go. Glonk.
Taking out the plasma cannon, but not for long. He needs to get that beam back up, otherwise it's not gonna be able to kill this.
And both the T-20s are fine.
Oh yeah, they're on
anymore.
the sides, yeah.
So if I can
No,
fire...
they're still fine. They're still fine, it's just
We are contesting
the,
zone.
yeah.
Oh, God.
The enemy is
Oh,
securing
they
zone.
are still fine. It's the top and bottom mounts that are dead. Container gaming. This thing is going to eat this whole complement of missiles and it's going to be fine. Spawn peeker.
Why is it still capping?
Getting
Shouldn't
over
this
here, too.
prevent the cap, or is it or does it have no? Is it fangless? Oh, it's fangless.
Spineless
Oh
missiles.
no!
Yep.
We fired the last missile. That was not the play, unfortunately. Although I guess it wouldn't have really mattered because the 450s are coming in now.
Yeah, this beam destroyer is going to go down real quick now that the spawn peekers over here. And the Royal Pumpkins also making a move for Charlie Bravo control. OSP recognizing they can't capture Alpha. It's time to go somewhere else. Play on the run. ANS Deathball, very scary. So just leave. Go somewhere else.
The death ball might be splitting up. I see the battleships and heavy cruisers going one way, and the light cruisers. Well, actually, now they're moving back in. Now the Hunter sees the opportunity and is jumping on it.
Yeah, it's unclear what the Voxels are planning to do. I think they're exactly what you want to go back here and defend. But it seems like Voxels are
ANS
getting focused over everything else.
Yeah, and I mean that's probably a decent decision, honestly, because they're the fastest
The enemy is
and
securing zone.
most able to cap if it comes to it. Looks like the heavy cruisers are making a push towards E here. Seems like they decided that's their best shot to get another 3 cap going.
Probably is. Hunter's bulk freighters are in bad shape. They've been fighting for a while. And that Echo side should be able to give them cover from the Royal Pumpkin and the Spawn Peaker. And probably some of these other support ships that are on the right side of the map.
I could theoretically just pause the game with time dash scale. Console command if we want to fix Basil's thing, or I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess their team's doing fine on it. I think it's alright. I think.
The enemy is securing zone Atlas.
Something that needs to be added to dedicated servers, actually. The ability of admins to use console commands like that. Okay, they're fine. Hunter dropping. Well, finally losing this bulk freighter that's been under fire and in terrible shape for a long time.
Yeah, the tug going to cap B, it took the death ball's fire off of it and allowed it to get back into cover. But
I see. Doug lost
but
its eye for it.
yeah, was still pretty beat up, so it died to a breeze when it came back out. Now they're focusing on another bulker.
It's a gun shuttle going for Bravo. I don't think it's going to win this fight. It's getting RPF. The Sprinter's holding range pretty well. Gun shuttle's
doesn't,
missing most of its shot. Yeah. Yeah, medium ranges, the Sprinter just wins this engagement. The gun shuttle has to be like right in the Sprinter's face. Switch to HE for some reason. Not the play. You want to keep RPFing the air.
I don't know. I feel like this shuttle might win.
Well, at medium ranges, the Sprinter wins because it can get the RPF rounds down the field and just kind of stun the shuttle. Weaken its capabilities and follow up with HE.
Interrupting this program to bring you news of a missile strike coming out.
I see it. It's going for a dead Voxel.
Already dead Voxel. Well, it just died, so. 2 mass drivers and a bunch of 100 mil from Hunter.
Yeah, but when the shuttle closes in and can make use of the Bridgemaster track to get reliable lands, then the shuttle has the advantage. And the Sprinter can only back up so far. It's against a rock right now. And the Sprinter's starting to eat those 100 HE.
Blocked 1 gun.
And now's the range to switch from RPF to HE, but pretty severe misplay out of the Sprinter player, which I think is going to lose him the Bravo point. There he goes. Nice.
Now, yeah.
Oh my, these bulk freighters are getting shot at by the whole death ball.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take E, but then that just leaves B, which is going to fall sooner or later as there are bulkers headed up there.
They also moved everything to E and left A completely open.
The enemy is securing
I mean,
zone
they can cover
eclipse.
Alpha from Echo. But there was a point period there when they were sliding that Alpha was completely open that OSP could have bounced on. It would have been quite funny.
The Sprinter's winning up on B. It's taken out the CIC on the shuttle.
Yep.
Which I think secures it. Well, not for long now, because again, bulkers. Do they have T-20s somewhere?
I think one of them does. I think Basil's does.
Yeah, it does, okay.
Yeah. Wow, this thing's in really bad shape, though. It's going to struggle a little bit to get up onto the point. And the 450s...
Oh yeah, I didn't... Oh, yeah, that's a very beat up one.
Concrete forehead also coming up here to help. And we've undeniable proof that Sprinters just beat gun shuttles in the straight-up fight. The argument is concluded.
The enemy is securing zone eclipse.
Yeah, it's very range dependent. If the shuttle gets, if that engage starts when the shuttle is close, it wins.
The
If that
enemy is
engage starts when the
securing
shuttle
zone
is very
boxer.
far away, as did in that instance, the Sprinter is likely to win.
I'll fight you later.
The death ball's capped E, and it's heading onwards to D, looks like. And also to chase these bulkers.
Yeah, they're not. I think the ANS Blob's a little confused about what to do next. Because they have a lot of long-range firepower, and they've done some really good damage to the OSP team, but they just seem reluctant to engage anything.
I think maybe start splitting it up, move the light cruisers to back to B, while the main death ball moves to D. Would be the play. I'm not sure.
No,
You do need to kill these bulkers here though, or else they're gonna recap A. So
The enemy secured
I think you
zone
send the
boxer.
main death blob onto the middle of the map, where they can control more space. You send 2 Voxels around the backside up to cap Delta. and then over the top to recap Bravo as well. All the while, the death blob just prevents the OSP from having any sort of presence in the middle of the map. I think that's what they're doing too. It looks like the expert and the battleships are heading towards the Alpha, and the voxels are headed around the backside up to Delta. ANS 2-3, but they're up not quite 100 points. They're up only
Map
about 50
driver.
points actually.
Mass driver liner taking fire. Lots of fire.
It's a big problem. These things are quite fragile. Yeah, 3 teams, 1 restore. Its engines just burned to shit from perma-flanking. Its inside steadily getting destroyed. It's dumping mass driver rounds into the battleship, though. Those aren't doing a ton of damage, but they are doing damage.
Battleship's been plasmaed a bit. Taken some damage, lost a couple radar panels, but is otherwise still firing and mostly good. And these bulkers, they're really hurting. They've been in so many engagements thus far, they're pretty fragile now.
Yeah, and the plasma bulk freighter in particular hasn't really been able to do its job very effectively of getting plasma to target. And,
Yeah, there's a lot of poking in and out of rocks, and it doesn't have the burst fire.
Yeah. And it's going to be a problem once it inevitably dies, and it is going to die here very shortly against this death ball, because that means very little on the OSP team can fight this battleship. In fact, nothing on this OSP team can fight this battleship really in a straight-up fight. 450s just aren't going to cut it. You do have to have plasma or missiles to fight a battleship. Why is my camera... There we go. And then these Axfords can definitely outfight what few 450s this team has left. OSP's in really big trouble. It's going to come down to the cap game. Militarily, ANS has it.
This voxel slowed down a bit, and it's turned off its flank speed. Why has it done this? It needs to go forward on full flank now. And it was. I guess it spotted the monitor and then hesitated for a second. But it really needs to get onto D as fast as possible here. And reverse this, reverse the 3 cap.
It looks like the damaged voxel is staying on Echo, gonna keep it from any little naked sensor ships from capping that point, which is a good play, 'cause it looks like the Echo War Rooster, which is a phenomenal name, is headed for Echo right now. Fortunately, I don't think this thing actually has any combat capability left. Yeah, okay, it's got 1 Mark 64. Does it have a magazine? Yes, it does have a magazine, so it can still contest points and can technically still kill ships that are unarmed.
Europe's trying her best to stop this voxel from reaching D, but the missile salvo's pretty strung out. I think there was some issues with the MLS getting it to bear, but they're weave, so the defenders aren't really going to do much.
You say that.
Oh, Chad Fender. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong. Chad Fender stops in the final stretch.
Well, you need
Maybe
all your
not.
missiles to be right on top of each other, because it'll get a couple,
Oh.
and then like 1 or 2 will get through.
One hit.
Hit on the engine block, but it's on D, and I don't think the mass drivers are going to kill it fast enough to stop it.
Yeah, it's
There's
a
a
red
reactor
reactor.
It caused a reactor overload, but there's no supporting fire or atmo leak, so it's probably going to be fixed.
Yeah,
Unless it takes more damage.
it is going to
The
be
mass
eating
drivers are
mass driver
probably-
fire. Weebread, can you mute, please?
Sorry.
Another bulker's been executed. They're down to 3 bulkers.
Yeah, and no plasma bulk freighter. And they've still got to fight a battleship, which has it's a little toasted. It's a little bronzed here on the port side.
The
Not
Alliance-
that much.
The Alliance team sent back 1 damaged light cruiser to guard E, and that's a very good decision because the tug has just shown up to try and grab it.
Yeah, that's the voxel I was talking about earlier.
Oh, I see. I missed that.
Looks like one of the jam sprinters eating some 100 mil from one of the bulk fighters. OSP's got Bravo. They've got Charlie. ANS moving the experts over to capture Charlie. It's a pretty good play. The spawn creepers over here, which is another spawn camper. Just another mass driver bulk freighter. Or the mass driver bulk freighter we were looking at earlier? Yeah, wow, this thing has left the building very quickly. Still
Playing
firing.
Conquest, it's going for the withdraw.
Yeah. Still firing at the voxel, getting lands every so often, and this is one heavily damaged voxel. ANS really needs those voxels, because they need the speed, they need the agility to control these cap points. They've definitely got a military victory. It's really just a matter of capping these points. It should keep the battleship in the middle of the map. They're sending up
The
to
enemy
Bravo,
is securing zone eclipse.
but it really needs to park just on Alpha and keep it in control.
The enemy is securing zone Comet.
They're grabbing Charlie now, too. There's that Axford. Heart of War. It's a good name. I think the HEKP Mafia is going to take it.
Yeah, Alliance, I think, has it, because they're going to lose E, but they're going to gain C, and unless they lose D or A as well, which is, I don't think is happening, then they might be able to take D, but by then, they'll have lost B, probably. So yeah, it's probably just going to be able to trade caps and maintain the 3 cap until victory.
Yeah, and it's not going to take much longer for that. ANS is up by 40 points now.
Actually, there's one of these capping monitors on B, so it can probably defend against that sprinter for a while, until the battleship gets up here.
Zone eclipse.
Yeah, that'll help. And it's in green health. Yeah, I mean, they've still got 3
The
cap
enemy
points.
secured zone Comet.
We're 70 points out from the end of the game.
Yeah.
I think that's the ball game. Battleship burning up here at a whopping 31.5. What do you have in here? 1 whip, 2 whips, and a dragon. I don't see that every day.
Really?
Yeah, no raiders. None. 2 whips and a dragon.
That's a real battlecruiser right there.
Yeah. Man, this tug's eating 450 like no tomorrow. It's dying so fast.
Well,
Switched
It's
to
AP.
AP. Well, it was
Which is-
HE, and the
Ah.
thing just fell over to the HE, and then he switched to AP to punch out of the compartments. Which I
well,
actually don't
that's
think you
it's
need
gonna
on the tug.
overpen, so that's not
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. HE would be better all the way, but it doesn't matter at this point. It's out of the fight.
Might be running out of HE, honestly. Yeah, he
Oh,
ran out
that's
of
a good
HE.
point. Oh yeah, huh. Yeah, that was a massive battle in the center.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting match. Haven't seen
Yeah.
a death ball like that for a little bit.
Well, that is the strat as ANS. Absolutely, without question, is take the military victory and then convert that into a cap win. I think it was just the composition of the death ball that was uncommon. Usually you see a lot more voxels,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
and then like maybe a frigate team with missiles. And a beam battleship instead of a gun. To zone out any torp machines that might get close. That was a very good game. Let's take a look at this AAR, about 20k on the voxels. The beam ship doing 12,000 damage, you have 4,000 on the beam, killing 2 shuttles. Could have done so much more if it hadn't lost beam early on. Battleship 27,000 damage. Wow. 30k on the 2. Axfords, and the A&S team is in pretty good shape. They haven't lost that much. They lost all their little ships, but all their big ships, fine. So OSP's damage is probably going to be quite a bit lower. Got, yeah, the Master Ever bulk freighter doing really good. 450 doing pretty good. Oh boy, yeah, Hunter just standing in the middle and fighting, got absolutely annihilated by the A&S Death Ball. Herman's stupid but extremely effective capping monitors, not doing much damage, but saving the day almost on the caps.
HRM 0 Gravitas with only 20 damage dealt is still the MVP of that game.
Indeed, indeed.
With a runners-up mention to Daft Slave for getting the beam off to deny the counter HEKP.
Yeah. Denied it twice. Very impressive. Alrighty, there wasn't anything particularly unhinged to that match, so I don't think we need to interview anybody. I think we're gonna close out this recording and get to the next one. Team 2 is gonna be allowed to pick the next map out of the pool, and both teams swap factions. See you in a second. Woo! Good games, tourney games. Love tourney games. Oh man, they're so much fun. They're so much fun. It's one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. Because the testing games are really good, but that's a whole nother level. I hope you enjoyed as well, dear viewer. I wish you good night, and I'll see you shortly in the next video.